a Brazilian archbishop. His name is Dedius Grings, if I'm saying that right, which I probably am not as usual. And he has a unique theory about the pedophilia problem in the church, homosexuality, how they all relate. First of all, he thinks that people become spontaneously homosexual.
Spontaneously.
Yeah.
I might be spontaneously homosexual tomorrow.
You never know. You never know. Okay, like you'd be walking around, and you're like, all of a sudden, boom, it hits you, and you're spontaneously homosexual. You're like, penis? Okay, so this is the dude's theory. And you never know. You could be walking around, Anna, and be like, Ellen DeGeneres?
So sexy.
It's just like spontaneous combustion. It can happen. Here's some of his quotes. We know that the adolescent is spontaneously homosexual. Boys play with boys, girls play with girls. If there's no proper guidance, this sticks. No, I love this guy. The question is, how are we going to educate our children to use a sexuality that is human and suitable? Okay, so wrong in so many ways. But my favorite thing about this, Anna, is that it goes to the heart of what a lot of conservative, in this case, Catholics, Christians, whatever it might be, religious people, it could be Muslims, doesn't matter. They always think like, no, boys and boys are naturally attracted to each other, and so are girls with girls. So we have to fight it, Otherwise, boom, they become spontaneously homosexual, and then it sticks, and then you can't undo it. But you see, that I didn't have that experience. Like, I don't think a lot of us did, where you're like, I mean, when you were growing up, was it like, oh, I know you... Did girls come up to you and be like, oh, let's play around, let's do that?
No, actually, my earliest memory of playing with kids or whatever was when I was in kindergarten. And I had a crush on Sanjeet, and he was the Indian boy in the class.
Very multicultural.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, of course, you don't naturally grow up liking your sex, right? I don't know, they're crazy.
It comes from within you. It's not like, and that's why these guys don't get it. It's because within them, they're gay, okay? And so they think everybody is gay. So he thinks, well, obviously when you're young, boys are attracted to boys. And if you're not careful, it's going to stick. But we don't all think that. Actually, most of us are straight. Nothing wrong with being gay. As long as, and you want to wear funny clothing and be a Catholic priest or whatever, I just wear funny clothing and go to West Hollywood and just, relax a little bit.
But I love the contradictions here, Cenk, because look, first of all, they say that you choose to be gay. It's a choice that you make, right? And then all of a sudden they say, no, you're born automatically being gay and you have to find a way to make yourself straight.
And then this new one is kind of a hybrid where you are not gay, all of a sudden you spontaneously become gay, and unless you fight really hard against it, it sticks. Here's some more absurd comments from the Archbishop here. He says, when sexuality is trivialized, it's clear that this is going to affect all cases. Homosexuality is such a case. Before the homosexual wasn't spoken of, he was discriminated against. He views that as a positive. So he continues, when we begin to say that they have rights, the rights to demonstrate publicly, pretty soon we'll find the rights of pedophiles. He's like, remember the good old days when we used to keep the gays down and discriminate against them? Now, that kept them down a little bit and kept their natural urges out, right, is what the Archbishop is saying. And he's like, now, next thing you know, we're going to allow my natural urge of pedophilia to get out. Their natural urge of pedophilia. Dude, the rest of us aren't pedophiles, okay? We don't have those natural urges that you apparently have to fight your whole life. So he continues, society today is pedophile. That is the problem. So people easily fall into it. You get what he's saying? These are his urges, and he's projecting it all onto us. It's unreal, man. He's also the guy, by the way, that said, there weren't that many Jews killed in the Holocaust.
Oh, my God.
It's like there was only like 1 million. They're exaggerating with 6 million. People who make that case always amuse me. Like, let's say for a second that you were right, okay, even though every single piece of evidence in the world indicates that you were wrong, right? And then what? Like, what did you prove? Oh, no, the Nazis only killed 1 million Jews. And...
Yeah.
I don't know why they even bother to make such asinine points. So, look, when somebody comes and tells you, oh, watch out for the gays, he's saying, watch out for me because I'm gay. Okay, that's the reality.
You know, I feel so bad for people like him, though. Like, I read an update on the Shelley Wright story, you know, the country singer who just recently came out and said she's a lesbian. She had this relationship with a man for years, and she talked about how every time they would sleep together, she would cry, right? And it's like, dude, these people hide their identities because they're so afraid for so long. It's like, just be true to yourself, okay? Stop with the hating, stop with the doubt or whatever the hell they're going through, and just come out. It drives me crazy.
One last thing on this. If you're straight, let me play a little game with you and see if it sticks. Imagine for a second that we lived in a bizarro world where the acceptable thing was to be gay, and you had to hide it if you were straight, okay? And that was like, oh my God, that's so unnatural. And remember when we used to discriminate against straight people, and that was great. And they compare you to pedophiles and bestiality and etc., right? So now if you're a guy, in that bizarre world, you'd have to have gay sex to fit in, okay? Now do you see why Shelley Wright was crying every time she had straight sex, okay? And then you'd have to be like, oh, no, I gotta be, no, I'm with a guy, I love guys, yeah, right? And then sneak away and be with a girl. I mean, if you lived in that world, how oppressive would that be?
Of course. Yeah.
How hideous would that be, right? If you're a straight guy or a straight girl, right? So now, flip it on its head, and that is the world they live in for gay people. So that's why we fight so hard against this kind of ignorance, okay? This special message brought to you by the Young Turks. Fight ignorance.